Hello class and welcome back to SMITE University. Last episode we talked about penetration. This episode we'll talk about what happens when your partners can't perform.
Hope your mom didn't walk in on that intro.
So today we're going to be talking about how to deal with bad teammates. This is something that plagues every single person who has ever played any competitive game at all. And it's just a part of life. So learning how to deal with it is extremely important and valuable, and I want to give you a couple of tips on what to do. So there's 1,000,001 things I can have you guys try to do. There's so many different ways to try and deal with bad teammates or bad situations. So we're going to focus in this episode on just two. That's right, just 2 ways, and these, if you put them into practice on a daily basis,
will not only help you to have a better experience, but they will help you to perform better. You will actually win more games if you do what I'm going to tell you to do in these next 2 steps. So listen closely, rewatch it, and understand this is a very effective way in terms of how to deal with bad teammates in my experience. The first step to dealing with bad teammates is not blaming those teammates for everything that goes wrong in the game. A lot of times people will get a bad teammate who underperforms, and then all of a sudden they will start blaming every single situation on their poor play and not taking accountability for anything that they're doing. This creates a big problem. One, it's not possible that everything going wrong is a result of them. It's a team game, so you have to understand that if someone's getting picked on, your team needs to adjust. That's part of SMITE. If somebody's behind, you got to help them get back ahead. But honestly, the more detrimental aspect of this is that you don't look at your own play. You start blaming every single thing and not taking accountability or responsibility for anything you can do to make the situation better. In a way, you give up. You say, circumstances have failed me, so therefore I have no hope. Now, I've been there. I've really felt that sometimes games are out of my control to win, and of course, I play through them. But the issue is when you start making that a habit, you start looking at the outside and not what you can do, you lose a lot of power. You lose a lot of control, and you lose a lot of happiness because you think the world controls your results, and you know what? It does, but a lot of times we have more power than we think, and I want to remind everyone of that. I mean, just think about it. If someone's underperforming and you overperform, it kind of evens itself out. So look at making your game better and not focusing on how bad their game is. What can you do? What kind of plays can you make that will make your impact that much stronger on the game? Okay, so here is another way to deal with a bad teammate, and that actually is to give them a task, a very simple task that they can do that will improve what they're doing now. A lot of times people are dying a lot or doing the same thing over and over again that isn't working, and if you actually just switch their mentality and say, hey, I notice you're dying, maybe don't say that, but say, listen, stick with me. If you're a guardian or warrior, say, hey, stay by Kabrakan and stay in the back line. That can give them a focus, and it can often, jar them away from this pattern of over and over again making mistakes and not performing at a high level. The key to giving someone a task that isn't doing well is refocusing them so that their positive energy can go somewhere. Not basically saying you're bad, so just stay back here. It's to say, listen, I'm sure you're not having the best game, but let's move your energy into somewhere where I know, at least if you do this, you'll be effective and not hurt us as a team, and maybe you'll get yourself back into rhythm. And some of you may take this advice and say, oh, give them a task? Sure. Uninstall, you freaking noob. Don't ever play SMITE again. That's your task. I understand, however, how easy it can be to go back there, to get to that place where you're like, I just want to tell this guy off because I wanted to have a good time, and now I'm not. I'm not having fun because my team is losing. It's really okay to feel that way, but this is a video about what to do in those scenarios and giving your teammates clear tasks that you know will help them to stop negatively impacting your team, and also focusing on what you can do to improve the situation, maybe upping your game to counteract the poor games that they're having, and training yourself to not be blaming others but to be looking at what you can do to improve. Overall, that is a really good habit to have, and the benefit is that you will be better not only in gaming but in life. It's a really positive quality to have, to always be looking at how you can improve yourself no matter what's going on around you. Now, to be clear, this is not about players who are BMing you and basically being hostile or bullying or anything like that. The truth is that is an entirely different scenario, and I will cover that in a different video, but not this one. This is just about players who are doing their best but just can't hit their buttons today, just can't land their shots, just don't have the golden juices flowing within them, and that's not a sexual innuendo, but I can see how you went there. Alright guys, that's going to be it for me today. My name is Raynday, and thank you so much for watching. If you want to stay tuned to more stuff like this, remember to like, share, comment, and hit that subscribe button so you can stay tuned to all of the action happening here on the channel. Thanks so much for watching, and as always, remember to never give up, never stop gaming, and I'll see you all next time.
Shutterstock Music.